Hey there everyone, so Yat Kean here from Trend Ground. Welcome back to another review video. So in today's video, we are going to be focusing on this HUAWEI Pura 80 Pro. So for the Malaysia market, this is going to be costing you 4,599 ringgit Malaysia, and you can get it with a 12 gigs of RAM and 512 gigabytes of internal storage, which I think is truly enough. And if you're someone that's in the content creation, the camera system here is going to be awesome for you to create a lot of contents. But is it just cameras itself that is going to be wowing you for the HUAWEI Pura 80 Pro? Maybe, maybe not. But let's talk about the design first. Okay, so as you can see, the design of the HUAWEI Pura 80 Pro, it has this play button, but it also signifies moving forward as well, as the brands keep on mentioning in their marketing term. And I will have to say, it's going to give you some time to adapt to its design. Some people might like it, some people might not like it, but for me, I'm quite neutral, but I'm a little bit biased to liking it right now. And it looks really, really stunning. And if you are getting the HUAWEI Pura 80 Pro right now, I highly recommend you get the glazed red color. Why? Because on the camera bump itself, when the light are being shined onto it, you can see a sunburst ray lights lines on the camera bump. Is truly stunning. Yeah, okay, yeah. And also the phone itself is built very, very well, engineered to let you feel good ergonomics to hold it for a long period of time. Most of the time, when I'm like shooting videos, photos with this device, I don't really feel tired, and the weight of the device is also quite adequate enough if you are going to be using the phone for a long period of time. So we need to move on to the cameras. This is the most interesting part, but I'm not gonna give you the specification details too much, so there will be a caption over here. Please pause it and read it if you want to know the camera specification. Once you have done, let's continue on. And mobile photography here is truly amazing. With the X-Mesh imaging system here, I would have to say it always delivers consistently nice photo, be it whether in low light situation or bright sunny daylight. Okay, yeah, this is true for the real camera system here, and they always delivers it. But particularly, I think this year the new 1-inch sensor on the main camera, now that is a real game changer. Dynamic range, everything just mind-blowing, I will have to say. And but I feel that with the inclusion of the chroma sensor camera here, that also helps a lot in terms of producing lifelike colors for the photos. As you can see, it is assisting not only just the main camera, but also ultra wide camera and the telephoto camera. So for the ultra wide camera, it also delivers truly stunning ultra wide shots, so you don't have to worry. And even in low light situation, just let the night mode kick in and it will still delivers amazing photos. Alright, now for the telephoto camera, I like what it can actually produces, but I do notice that the telephoto camera tends to deliver some finishing softness added onto it. So sometimes I feel the subject like a watercolor painting. Yeah, so for me, if you want something like deliver a realism on the telephoto camera, I will have to say this telephoto camera just don't deliver that surreal realism for you. It always have that softness. It felt like it's kind of fakeish a little bit, but the output is actually quite amazing, as long if you don't just pixel bit each of the telephoto shots. For the selfie camera, I think this year it is actually taking amazing selfie shots when compared to its predecessor, the Pura 70 Pro. Now the Pura 70 Pro, I always getting a lot of artifacts when the lighting condition is very bad, and here with the Pura 80 Pro, I don't suffer any kind of this issue. If you love to create a lot of video contents, then the camera system on the Pura 80 Pro is going to be a perfect choice. Why? Because all the cameras can shoot up to 4K 60 frames per second, and that is really important. But if you want to use the HDR Vivid, you gotta shoot in the 4K 30 frames per second, and that would definitely help to deliver better dynamic range on your videos. Now, my only main qualm about the camera system for videography, of course, is going to be the telephoto camera. I still notice there are some softness developed if you are zooming it a little bit too far, okay? But even when you are keeping it at the 4 times optical zoom, I still notice there are some bits of softness being added onto the videos too. I'm not gonna explain too much more about the camera system. You go and check out the sample photos and videos shot with the HUAWEI Pura 80 Pro in 4K 30 frames per second for the videos.
3, 2, 1! Give them a huge round of applause!
Kind of passion, right? The dedication that you guys demonstrated throughout the day, right? It was really truly commendable. And I also heard that, some of you actually travel, from other states, right? We have people from Langkawi, Vincent, right? And also someone from Ipoh, right? Ipoh. Very Ipoh. And also, I think,
The time has come for us to do the necessary work. Let's go. Pick your glass. You got 2 trays of glasses you're looking for. I'll give you extra.
Breaking streetwear to a sophisticated heritage and evening culture. We are also immensely grateful to our collaborators, Ministry of Tourism in Arts, Culture, MOTAC, for your steadfast support in aligning MFW in our national tourism and culture vision, Kuala Lumpur Tourism Association KLTA for championing the synergy between tourism and fashion.
Me and no even in Sado, we've been around since 2008, yeah. And then of course, our last MFW, which is in Publica, it was 2018, right before COVID. Okay, and then we stopped for a while. And after
AI is obviously a word that everybody is throwing around, whether or not it has AI in it or not. Right? So a lot of the courts outside, AI to them means, oh, the camera is following your face, AI. The camera is cutting particular shots, 30-second clips for you, AI. But then you go and look at the clips, they're all horrible. You need to go and kind of like tweak it yourself. But what does AI mean to us? It's completely different. So I will show you roughly what we are using here. This is TV vision, and I'm kind of blocking you guys, right? How do I do this? Can you guys see? Yeah. Right, cool. Okay, so think this through in terms of blocking. Over here, from the system, what it does is it tracks everything that the players in the court are doing. So I'll
We also have the Moto Helix booth, whereby here they are actually showcasing just only for this event over here a special limited edition GTRs over here. So you are able to see this is actually just only for the Kuala Lumpur edition only. Okay, and see this is the Nissan GTR R35 customized. This is only available for this event only. So you want to get it is only 110 ringgit Malaysia. So there's also another set over here. You can get the Nissan GTR, Skyline GTR customized 2-car set over here. Okay, so they also have a replica.
Question for all 3 of y'all. So could you please share us a little bit about your project, and also how does it actually contribute to the spirit of togetherness in this campaign?
Assalamualaikum, nama saya Mayfen. It has been 2 years since I studied in Beijing. I'm so
Market head Miss Tae Meng Lee.
passionate with, I know there are some top names of this pet care industry here tonight.
Yeah. Alright, there we go. That's Ming Lee. The next person we would like to invite up on stage, she's also a very important person. She's a vet. So she's a professional, you can trust what she says. She's very passionate about animals and she has even better knowledge about them. And please put your hands together and welcome Dr. Ima.
Hello everyone, thank you. Hello. Nice to meet you again today. Yeah, long sessions.
Alright, you guys give back. Basically what's happening here, if you guys are shopping here today at this fair and throughout the 4 days, part of the sales will be contributed.
We got to move on to the next one is the performance. Now for the chipset itself, if you head over to Huawei website, I'm going to show you. Okay, here it says Kirin 9020 chipset. Yeah, now that is a huge difference because all this while Huawei do not show what processor they have been using. So this year they have put it on the website, so it's good to know it's powered by the upgraded Kirin 9020 chipset. And then for the Malaysia market, there's only one variant, which is the 12 gigs of RAM with 512 gigabytes of internal storage. I think the pairing here is actually quite adequate enough for day-to-day usage, video rendering, and mobile gaming as well. Now, if you are going to use the HUAWEI Pura 80 Pro for your content creation or mobile gaming experience, it's not going to be disappointing because it is truly fast. And I do notice when you are rendering 4K videos with the device itself, it is a little bit much more quicker compared to the previous model, which is the Pura 70 Pro. And in the mobile gaming segment over here, the Pura 80 Pro here nails it. You do able to notice that when you are running games like Genshin Impact, you don't feel any lag whatsoever on the device itself, and that is truly amazing. And out of the box, this HUAWEI Pura 80 Pro is actually running the EMUI 15.0. Software experience, to be honest, nothing much has been changed. It still feels Huawei-ish to me. Yeah, basically I think it's a good choice for them to not change too much. And for those who want to sideload Android apps onto it, yes, you can actually run it. It's very simple. I think there are some creators has put some tutorial videos on how to run Android apps on the Huawei devices. I highly recommend you just follow their instruction and you can actually run them via side loading. So let's talk about the Pura 80 Pro's display and audio performance. Let's start with the display over here. So it's rocking a 6.8 inches LTPO OLED display over here, which is actually very stunning to scroll on, largely thanks to the support of 1 to 120 Hz adaptive high dynamic refresh rates over here. Yeah, they actually feels really stunning, and if you like to scroll a lot, it's magnificent. And also if you want to watch content on the display here, it's also quite pretty awesome. So let me just play this. Yeah, you can actually like. It's Yat Kean here from Training Ground. So in this short video, I'm going to quickly unbox and also show you the speakers here is a stereo speaker setup, and they actually sounded quite pretty nice. Albeit I felt like there's a little bit hollow sounding, just tiny hollow sounding onto it. But nonetheless, if you just like outright using the speakers themselves, they are quite loud, adequately loud enough for you to enjoy and get immersed as well. Next up, let's talk about the display and the audio performance. Now, the Pura 80 Pro rocks a 6.8 inches LTPO OLED panel that supports 1 to 120 Hz adaptive high dynamic refresh rate. so making scrolling experience to be awesome on this device. And also it is fairly bright enough if you want to watch a lot of content, play games, doing rendering. Don't worry, the display here is very nice. Okay, and then for the speaker here, is actually rocking a stereo speaker. Now the audio wise on here is actually fairly adequate in terms of loudness, bass, treble, everything is quite nice. But I do notice there is a bit of like hollow-ish sound. Okay, so let me just play a video. So you're able to hear like this audio over here. There is just a tiny bit if you want to really nitpick, but for most of the time, I think for the users themselves, I think they won't going to be nitpicking, and they are going to be still enjoy the immersive entertainment that this Pura 80 Pro can deliver. Okay, so we have reached to the final point of this HUAWEI Pura 80 Pro review. It's time to give my final verdict. So in Malaysia, it's costing you 4,599 ringgit Malaysia. It's going to deliver amazing mobile photography and videography experience. However, I do aware that some people will be asking, hey, how is the app support and so much more. Don't worry, there's a lot of apps, and if you really need some of the Google apps, you can actually sideload them. Don't worry about that. I have been using it, and to be honest, it has been stable, way much better than a few years back when they are starting it out without the Google services. Okay, now it's actually very stable, and I am actually kind of able to recommend you to start using Huawei devices, to be honest. All right, yeah, so that is just my feedback. But if you, in terms of asking me like what is the downside for the HUAWEI Pura 80 Pro, is definitely the lack of 5G support over here. Okay, and then I feel the battery could be a little bit bigger. The competition is now offering like almost like 6,000 milliamp battery over here. Okay, I would love to see it having much more larger battery capacity over here. And lastly, I would definitely have to say that for the telephoto camera, the output sometimes is too soft for my liking. Yeah, so that is just the downside. But there's a lot of pretty much a good upside on this Pura 80 Pro. Now, firstly, I have to say the build quality here is amazing. And also, do you know that this device has IP68, IP69 rating? Yeah, and of course, the photography experience here is amazing. Battery life is quite adequate. It's going to be giving you the whole day of battery life worth. And also now, if you just want to use Google Apps, is much more stable over here with the Pura 80 Pro. Indeed. Okay, so recommendation. Who should I be recommending this to? Basically, it's for the content creator, the people that is quite enthusiast in the mobile photography and videography experience. Then this is the device for you. Seriously, you gotta try it, and then you will understand the wonders of its camera system over here. But for buying recommendation, should you be outright buying it, put it in your buying list, or forget it? I'll say put it in your buying list for sure. Okay, of course, it's not going to be able to beat its sibling, the Pura 80 Ultra, in terms of the telephoto, but nonetheless, the whole camera system here is actually quite good enough for those who are going to be planning to purchasing it. So you have to consider like what is your prioritize on your smartphone purchases. So just, I can only say put it in your buying list if you are looking for a smartphone that delivers amazing mobile photography and videography experience. Okay, so what is the rating? Rating, I'll just give it a really solid 8.9 out of 10. Yeah, truly amazing. For 4,599 ringgit Malaysia, you still get 512 gigabytes of internal storage. I think that is a really hard to say no. And then the camera system here is quite good. Plus, you can actually use the Google apps here. You can just sideload them. Not an issue, to be honest. It runs quite pretty okay. But just take note that there are some apps might not be running quite smoothly on the Pura 80 Pro. So take note on that. And with that, that is my review. Special shout out thanks to Huawei Malaysia for providing this sample review unit. However, there's no cash compensation. Therefore, this review is quite unbiased, and also there's no creative input nor final approval is needed. Okay, but what I'm saying here is based on more than a couple of weeks of using the Huawei Pura 80 Pro. Okay, so I think the video has been too long. Yat Kean here from Training Ground. I'm gonna sign out now. Bow to you guys for watching until to the end, and I hope you guys stay safe and continue watching more content on this YouTube channel over here. And if you're still new, please go ahead, subscribe, follow us on the social media account, and lastly, head to the website. Okay? Yeah, so if you have done all those, thanks, and we'll continue to see you on the next content. Bye.